Imagine staring up at the night sky, before telescopes, and seeing a massive glowing streak tearing through the darkness. For early humans, it was terrifying. Lacking a scientific explanation for where it came from, our ancestors filled the void with their deepest anxieties. They looked at this strange, burning anomaly and projected their earthly tragedies directly onto it. The object built a historical reputation driven entirely by awful timing. In 1066, it appeared alongside the bloody Battle of Hastings. By its 1456 return, it glared down over a Europe being ravaged by the plague. The 1910 flyby shifted this fear from superstition to a documented reality. Astronomers could now photograph the comet and study its chemical makeup through spectroscopy. The scientific analysis revealed a detail that triggered global panic. The comet's tail contains cyanogen, a highly toxic, lethal gas. Calculations soon showed that Earth's orbit would carry the entire planet directly through that massive, toxic tail. People reacted with mass hysteria. Citizens rushed to buy gas masks, violently sealed their doors and windows, yielding to the despair of an impending planetary poisoning. While the gas was far too thin to cause actual harm, the psychological impact was permanent. By the early 1900s, humanity had codified this celestial object as a harbinger of death and global tragedy. Taming the monster required looking backward. In the early 1700s, Edmund Halley combed through centuries of isolated historical records and identified a highly specific rhythm. Halley proved that these disparate sightings across the centuries tracked a single object locked in a recurring 75-year orbital loop. When the comet was scheduled to return in 1986, humanity finally possessed the spaceflight technology required to go out and intercept it. While other nations planned simple flybys, the Soviet Union designed the Vega mission, an audacious plan that required flying into the harshest environment in the inner solar system. The planet Venus is a hellscape. Its surface bakes at 475 degrees Celsius, choked by thick clouds of sulfuric acid and crushing atmospheric pressure. The Soviets successfully dropped landers into that furnace and floated weather balloons through the acid clouds, collecting the first direct measurements from within the Venusian atmosphere. This detour served a critical mechanical purpose. The Vega probes needed Venus's sheer gravitational power for a massive slingshot maneuver. Whipping around the planet, Venus's gravity violently accelerated them, throwing the spacecraft onto a direct intercept course with the speeding comet. It was a dangerous, high-speed encounter. Halley's comet was racing toward the sun, while the probes flew directly at it, creating a closing speed of 78 kilometers per second. The Soviet engineers had deliberately used the literal hell of Venus to catapult humanity towards its oldest cosmic nightmare. In March 1986, the Vega probes finally reached the comet, entering a blinding, destructive storm of cosmic dust as they neared the core. As cameras turned on, they revealed the comet's true face, a 16-kilometer-long dark mass violently ejecting jets of gas and dust into the void. As the dust particles tore into the spacecraft, chemical sensors detected the presence of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. These organic materials made up more than 40% of the comet's total mass. These specific elements are the primary building blocks for DNA, identifying the comet as a carrier of the raw materials required for biological life. While surviving this storm, Vega performed one final task. It calculated the exact coordinates of the comet's core and beamed that targeting data to the European Giotto spacecraft. This rare moment of Cold War cooperation allowed Giotto to get dramatically closer to the core, capturing the clearest images of the comet in history. Their mission complete, the Vega probes slowly lost power. Batteries died, signals vanished, and they were left to drift silently into the endless dark. The ultimate irony is that the same object that terrified humanity for millennia as a harbinger of death was likely a cosmic delivery vehicle, the very thing that seeded early Earth with the genesis of life.